Push dissatisfaction out of your life before it pushes you away from everything. Dissatisfaction is a quiet, yet powerful feeling. It creeps into your routines, your thoughts, and your emotions, slowly eating away at your motivation, enthusiasm, and joy for life. When it's not acknowledged and dealt with, it can become a heavy burden, capable of compromising your mental health, relationships, and even your professional performance. That's why it's essential to understand its causes, its effects, and most importantly, how to keep it from taking over your life. Personal dissatisfaction can stem from many sources and show up in different ways. In many cases, it doesn't come all at once. It builds up over time, fueled by frustrations, unmet expectations, and constant comparisons. One of the main effects of dissatisfaction is a lack of personal and professional fulfillment. One of the clearest signs is the feeling of being stuck. You feel like you're not growing, your efforts go unnoticed, or you're trapped in a meaningless routine. At work, this can lead to a loss of motivation, lower productivity, and even quitting projects or careers. In your personal life, it can create a deep emptiness, like life is slipping by without purpose. The burden of feeling unrecognized. Humans have a natural need to feel valued. When this need isn't met, whether at work, in your family, or among your social circles, dissatisfaction has fertile ground to grow. The lack of recognition can make a person doubt their abilities, feel invisible, and lose confidence in themselves. The pressure to fit in modern society imposes rigid standards for success, beauty, behavior, and lifestyle. Dealing with that pressure isn't easy, and trying to fit in can feel suffocating. Social media, for example, amplifies this pressure by showcasing seemingly perfect lives. Constant comparison to others can lead to a sense of inadequacy and feed dissatisfaction with your own reality. Comparing yourself to others can become a trigger for dissatisfaction. Comparison is a dangerous trap. When we compare ourselves to others, we often focus on what we lack, ignoring our achievements and qualities. This creates a distorted view of reality and reinforces the idea that we are never good enough. Dissatisfaction grows as we feel inferior or less successful than those around us. This can all start with the lack of a well-established life purpose. Having a purpose is what gives meaning to life. When we don't know why we do what we do, or when our actions seem disconnected from our values and dreams, dissatisfaction sets in. The lack of purpose can lead to apathy, procrastination, and even depression. Feeling like life has no direction is one of the deepest forms of dissatisfaction. This creates a lack of meaning. In addition to purpose, human beings seek meaning in their experiences. Working only for money, maintaining relationships for convenience, or living on autopilot are attitudes that, over time, empty existence. A lack of meaning turns life into a sequence of soulless obligations, which intensifies the feeling of dissatisfaction. To eliminate dissatisfaction, the first step is to identify its causes. It is often a symptom of something deeper. It may be related to social issues such as inequality, exclusion, or lack of opportunities. It may also have family roots, such as unresolved conflicts, trauma, or lack of emotional support. It can be also a consequence of economic difficulties, such as debt, unemployment, or financial instability. And in many cases, it has its origins in psychological issues, such as anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, or personality disorders. It's important to remember that dissatisfaction is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it can be a valuable warning that something needs to change. Ignoring it or trying to silence it with distractions may only postpone the problem. Facing it head-on with courage and honesty is the healthiest path. In this case, seeking professional help is important. In many cases, dealing with dissatisfaction requires more than willpower. When it becomes persistent, intense, or begins to affect mental health, it is essential to seek professional help. Psychologists, therapists, and psychiatrists are prepared to help identify the causes of dissatisfaction, develop coping strategies, and promote self-knowledge. Therapy, for example, is a safe space to explore feelings, question limiting beliefs, and build a new life narrative. With the right support, It is possible to restore self-esteem, redefine goals, and rediscover the meaning of existence. Although each person has a unique trajectory, some attitudes can help to ward off dissatisfaction. Exercise is a great starting point. Practice gratitude. Acknowledging what you already have is a powerful antidote to dissatisfaction. Setting realistic goals is another viable path. Having clear, achievable objectives helps keep you focused and motivated. Take care of your health with balanced eating and quality leisure time are key. Studies show a connection between mood and nutrition. Dissatisfaction is valid, but it doesn't have to be permanent. But it doesn't have to last forever. The most important thing is, don't ignore it. When you identify its roots, whether they're social, family-related, financial, or psychological, and seek support when needed, you can rebuild a life filled with purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Push dissatisfaction away before it destroys you. Your life deserves to be lived fully, authentically, and joyfully. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you'll be reminded whenever a new post is published. Share this video with someone you think might feel better after watching it.